What's up, folks? My name is Felix. Welcome back to this short update on ARK Finance because we finally found our floor price and the utilities will be released within the next 1 or 2 weeks. And those are some good news. And I want to directly jump with you on the price chart, and we can see that we found our floor price now at around $1. Currently, it's sitting at 99 cents. I can also show you what happens, what the price does once it reaches the $1.01 mark. All this, for example, was announced in the podcast on the 9th of June. And here we can see in the late evening here in Germany that we saw buys which went over the $1.01 price, and the intelligent liquidity controller directly took those funds into reserves. For example, if we scroll through those buys and sells, we can see this again right here. So there was a 95 US dollars buy which exceeded the $1.01 mark, and it was immediately sold from the liquidity controller and put into reserves. And that's exactly what currently happens. If there is a buy and this buy exceeds the $1.01 mark, those funds will be put in reserves. And if there is a sell below the 99-cent mark, there will be funds used from the intelligent liquidity controller reserves to buy back and hold the floor price. Of course, now it is important to pay attention to our volume. We can see here that the volume currently is almost balanced out. We can see 10K in buy volume and 11K in sell volume in the last 24 hours. But we can see the reserves here on the homepage. If we jump on the website, this is the number you should pay attention to. It went down a little bit today from around 308K to 302K right now. At least 308K was the last value when I looked on this page. So you should pay attention to these ILC reserves. What I'm currently doing is basically just compounding, following my 50-50 strategy. I'm not DCAing in right now. I first want to see the utilities rolled out, going into their Zoom calls, onboard new people, and seeing fresh capital in the project. For right now, for me personally, it's too risky. But if you were on the sidelines for quite a while and waited for this floor price, now might be a good opportunity to jump in. Of course, only if the liquidity controller reserve is consistent and holds for some time, because if we see massive sell volume in the upcoming days and weeks, this floor price can't be sustained and we have to go lower. This should be very clear, and you should do your research on this before you think about investing into ARK Finance currently. The risk, of course, is way higher than it was in the pre-sale. At least from my perspective, we are now around 6.5 months into the project. It's still doing good. It's still paying out around 50 US dollars for me. But of course, I have a bigger team here, which gets weekly airdrops, and you can't compare your results with my results. Now I want to give you alternatives if you don't want to just sell your ARK tokens, because one alternative is to invest in the backbone of the ecosystem. And the backbone of the ecosystem are these legacy NFTs. And you can basically put your ARKFi tokens, deposit them into this legacy savings account. And if you have not bought a legacy NFT yet, there will be a silver one. I, for example, already got the silver one. That's why the gold one shows up here. The silver one is buyable for 1000 BUSD, and you can basically deposit your ARK token in the savings account with no sell tax. Normally, you have 13% sell tax if you sell your ARK tokens on the swap page, but if you deposit them into this legacy savings account contract, you have no sell taxes, and you can save your payouts to get one of those silver NFTs, which are again the backbone of the ecosystem, because all the funds which are collected through the sales of these NFTs will be used to buy all the products which they need for the roadmap, the fiat on and off ramps, the decentralized VPN service, and all the other privacy network solutions which will come in Q3 and Q4. Currently, they are still in talks with various venture capital companies, with banks, to make all products ready to launch them, especially the fiat on and off ramp, and then they will go out in the Zoom calls and market these legacy NFTs, especially those, and of course also the ARK Finance product and what's on the roadmap, so all the ARKnet things. Now to round this up here, we are taking a quick look on the current statistics. We see around 5,500 Vault accounts, we see still new wallets, but from my perspective, those are not new investors. Those are wallets or new wallets from already existing investors, which are doing a third or fourth wallet in the project and are now trying to take this advantage and deposit more ARK tokens in these new wallets because of the new floor price of around $1. We also see around a 50-50 if we put the 1% and 0.5% vaults in comparison to the 2% vaults. So this number increased a lot over the last couple of weeks, especially since we saw the drop from the $5.70. And that's of course very healthy for the project as more and more people drop to the 1% or also to the 0.5%. But please don't drop to these 0.5% because you can never get back to 1% daily rewards. There will be a warning sign in the middle of your screen. So if this warning sign pops up, you withdrew too much and you should now compound and not withdraw another time, because once you do that, you will be set to 0.5% daily and will never get back to 1% or 2% daily rewards. The last thing I wanted to show to you is the foundation, because we saw an increasing number, of course, of wallets in the foundation, but now the bond staked over time is decreasing quite rapidly. But of course, all people who are now buying a bond or are still holding their bond will get higher rewards because they have a bigger share of the overall rewards pool. So this is all strategy right now. How do you want to play it? Do you want to take advantage right now with a bigger risk and get a higher share and participate in the daily spark price? Or do you want to wait on the sideline until the utility is released, until they go on their Zoom calls and bring more people on board? That's all strategy thing again, and you have to figure out what might be best for you. I, of course, already ROI'd. I got into pre-sale again, and my risk is not comparable with your risk. So that should do it for today's update. If you don't want to miss future updates on ARK, when they release their new products, when all the new people get onboarded, then you might want to subscribe to my channel, because I bring those videos at least every second day here on this channel. If you like today's update, would be great if you can hit the like button. That's it. Thanks for watching, and let's get this crypto.